Hey guys, Lizardlea here for 4 Heavenly Beasts, day 33. Here is the progress from day 32. So, quite a bit. Hopefully I can get even more done, and I'll be really close to finishing the next page soon. David and I did end up going to Cleaver yesterday, and we learned that the Eddie Murphy picture frame at the entrance was one that I framed. I lifted it up slightly because I was like, all right, I always put my stickers in the bottom right corner, so I lifted up the bottom left corner, and one of my friends looked at it, and I was like, okay, is it like an obnoxious ELS and then 5808 underneath it? And he said yes, so I was like, that was me. So yeah, if anybody is in the Las Vegas area or coming to the Las Vegas area, Cleaver's really yummy, and the pictures are hilarious on the walls. That's all. I'm gonna go cross stitch now. Also, I have no idea what my hair is doing. I attempted to brush it, and this is what it wants to do today.
Alrighty, so I have had my dental surgery done. You guys are still going to see me pre-surgery until, gosh, I guess it's going to be day 36. So I'll still look normal and have a gigantic smile. But once I start cross-stitching again, at least if it's sometime soon, I can't smile completely. Anything that pulls on my lower lip is quite painful, so I can't smile very well. And for the moment, I still have a plastic stent on the roof of my mouth, so if I have a lisp, I apologize, but I can't take it out for extended periods of time, because they took the tissue sample from the roof of my mouth. So that's basically an open wound, and that, it's not good. I've only taken it out a couple times just so I could brush it, and I hate the feeling. Like, it's tender, and for the most part it doesn't hurt. Like, my tongue isn't rough enough to hurt when, I just, like, move my tongue along the roof of my mouth. But the skin there is so smooth and soft. It's not natural. It feels weird. It's very tender. So, whenever I have to go and brush my teeth and in turn brush it, it's always, like, so uncomfortable, because it's like, I don't want to rub my tongue along the back of my lower front teeth, because that's where the actual dental surgery was. I'm not supposed to touch that, and it helps to put my tongue on the roof of my mouth to keep me from doing that. But when I'm brushing my teeth, I can't do either of those things, so I'm just like, I can't, like, flatten my tongue out and just leave it there, because that also is weird. I don't know. I'm weird. I'm sorry. Just, be patient with me if I sound weird or if I can't smile properly. Hopefully, once I'm all healed up, it'll be good. From my understanding, I will have a bone graft later. Right now, he just did the 2 tissue grafts, but I don't know. He might go in and be like, oh, nope, you don't need it after all. But I'm be very confused if he says that, because he told me the bone graft was very important, because my teeth will fall out without a bone there. So, I think it's important to have healthy gums there, though. I have no idea. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. I'm talking too much about my teeth, so we're just gonna move on. I'm very sorry. 12. What talent would you want to possess if you could? I mean, any, like, sport talent. At least a sport where I can't get hurt a lot. Like, I don't want to be good at football, because way too many people get hurt there. I don't really want to be good at, like, NASCAR, because, again, a lot of people get hurt there. From what I understand, the safety measures, at least with NASCAR, have gotten a lot better, but I don't really like fire, and there are times when it gets very bad and there's fires, and I'd rather not. I freaking love gymnastics, but injuries in gymnastics can just literally end your life. Badminton is not in the Olympics. I love it though. Although I can keep my talent where it is. I don't care if I win or lose. I just care that I'm playing. That's my feelings on badminton. I love that sport so much that I don't care if I'm losing. I'm having fun. So, there aren't a ton of accidents in basketball, are there? I know sometimes people get, like, elbowed, but I don't think it's horrible. I know hockey can be really bad, so that's a no-no. Baseball or softball, whatever. I mean, they wear helmets, so they shouldn't take too many hits to the face. You know what? Let's go with a talent. Not that's going to make me famous, just something that I want to be better at. I mean, I'd like to be better at drawing. I'd like to be better at crocheting. The fact that I can already do those things, you could argue that I already have that talent. So, let's see, what's something I'd like to be able to do, but I feel like I suck at it. I don't know. I mean, like, I sucked at cross-stitching when I first started. I sucked at crocheting when I first started. I feel like, yes, having a natural born talent is super helpful, but as long as you stick with it and you keep working and you keep practicing, you get better. That may not be true for, like, sports and stuff, but for art things, I don't know. I mean, like, I suck at painting. I don't really enjoy it, but it could be because I think that I suck at it that I don't enjoy it. If I suddenly had that talent to be good at it, maybe I would enjoy painting. So I guess I'm going with painting. That was a really long way to just get to painting. I'm so sorry. Oh, that hurts. 13. If you could trade lives with someone, who would it be? I mean, if it were for like a day, I would totally trade lives with David. I'd want it to be on the weekend, though, because his job is... He is very smart, and I am not. I think I would have to call in sick for him. Or he would just have to work from home in my body, and I'd have to work from home in his body. But if it's permanent, I'm not interested. I'm really excited with where my life is going right now. I have never met a man that I love as much as David. Oh my god, I'm getting tears in my eyes. I am so beyond happy with him, and I'm really enjoying my job. I want to do more. Currently, I'm still a data entry clerk, but I've been told they're trying to hire another person, so hopefully I'll be able to train them, and I'll be able to learn more and move up. My family all live really close by. David's family lives really close by, so we get to go see them whenever we want to. Oh my god, I'm gonna start crying for real. I am just really happy. I don't want someone else's life. I want to keep mine. If I could trade lives with someone for like the next 2 weeks until, you know, like my teeth are all healed up, that'd be cool, but I don't want to trade with someone else permanently. I'm very happy with where my life is and where it's going, and I don't want to lose that. Okay, I'm legitimately crying. Oh gosh. Okay. 14. If you could erase one event from history, which one would you erase? Oh man, that's tough because... So, like, the first thing that comes to my mind is the Holocaust. We went to a concentration camp when we were in Germany. I was in elementary school, so somewhere between 1st to 4th grade. And I didn't I didn't fully understand what I was seeing. You know, like I remember seeing the room, which is essentially the gas chamber, filled with shoes and clothes, and I didn't fully comprehend what that meant. You know, I understood that a lot of people had died there, but more than anything, I felt it. The other people around us, you know, there wasn't a single person that was like, oh my gosh, this is so much fun, this is so exciting. You know, as a child that was there, I wasn't wanting to run around and climb on things like in other places we had visited. It wasn't the same. It was just something in the air. I am not a very religious or spiritual person. Like, I didn't think that it was like haunted or anything like that, but that place just had a different feel compared to any other place I've ever been to. And knowing what happened to all those people, like, it was horrific. If I could erase that and make sure it didn't happen, I would. But the thing that worries me is, what's the saying? Those who don't remember history are doomed to repeat it. What if, by taking that out, I create another Holocaust? You know, like one that's even further in the future, where we have more technology and it's so much worse. I don't know if that could potentially happen, but I don't want it to happen. I don't want the first one to have happened, but I do worry that if we get rid of something like that, or, you know, World War I, World War II, anything like major, I worry about the consequences that could come from that. You know, the U.S. dropping the atomic bomb on Japan and Hiroshima. Like, oh my God. I don't know if you guys have seen pictures from that day, but oof. That was, again, horrific. But what if changing one of these major events just changes everything afterwards? You know, this crazy domino effect. And what if things get worse? I would want to know any potential consequences of erasing something from history. And then I could make my choice. Because if I pick any major thing and there is a big consequence from it, I would just end up picking something stupid from my life. Like, you know, oh, this was embarrassing. Let's pretend that didn't happen. You know? But yeah, that's all I've got. 15. What was your favorite toy as a child? Oh my gosh. Wait, didn't I already do this question? Oh, okay. No, 9 was your favorite toy growing up. And this one is, what was your favorite toy as a child? I feel like those are basically the same question, but okay. So growing up, I said Barbie dolls because I loved them from when I was a kid until I was in middle school, and I still have them now. As a child, I'll go even younger. I always had a lot of fun with like Tonka trucks and Hot Wheels. You know, typical boy toys. But I didn't care. They were fun. I also have a very distinct memory. It was really small. It was, you know, probably wasn't even a foot high. It was a little carousel. And I don't know what toys were supposed to sit on the swings on this carousel, but I always had like little cat figurines. They had like actual hair. It wasn't like human hair or anything like that, but, you know, like the toy was plastic and then it would have hair that you could actually brush like a Barbie doll. And I would put them on the carousel and I would spin it. And I had so much fun with that. So, you know, if that tells you anything about me. 16. Who do you most like to poke fun at? It's either going to be David or myself. Or, like, my mom or my brother. Or my sister. I love picking on all of them. Like, it's all in good fun. You know, we excluding David, we all grew up together. Well, I mean, my mom didn't grow up with us, but we grew up with my mom. So, you know, we remember all the stupid things we've done and said over the years, so it's fun to pick fun at that. And then with David, I mean, y'all heard, I already cried over how much I love him. So, of course, I have to make fun of him. And he has to make fun of me. That's just reality. You know, if you can't make fun of someone, I hope you're happy. Teasing was very big in our family growing up. We always picked fun on, poked fun at each other, and it was all in good fun. So, yeah. I don't know where I was going with that. 17. If you were suddenly transported to another planet, how would you assess the situation? I would literally look all around. I would do a slow 360. Because I'm hoping I can breathe the atmosphere there. I'm hoping it's not like a deserted planet and there's just dirt and rocks like Mars. I hope there's some kind of other civilization, because if not, I'm gonna die in 3 days. Bye. 18. When do you feel the most in control? When I'm awake and not tired or sleepy? I don't know. When I'm cross-stitching? I don't know. That's a weird question. 19. Would you rather have 10 hobbies or 1 passion? That's interesting, because I feel like personally, I currently fit both of those. Like, my passion is cross-stitching, but I have hobbies in crocheting, in playing video games, in scrapbooking. So, I mean, I don't know if I have 10 hobbies, but, you know, like, I have 1 passion and multiple hobbies to go on top of that. So, if I'd have to pick whether I only have cross-stitching and no other hobbies, or if I have, like, my enjoyment of cross-stitching is brought down. Because I feel like, for me at least, the main difference between a hobby and a passion is just how much enjoyment you get out of it. And cross-stitching gives me so much joy, so much, that I don't know. Like, I assume if I only have the 1 passion in cross-stitching, I'll still enjoy playing video games and crochet, right? If not, then I guess I'll just go with the 10 hobbies, because you still enjoy hobbies, you don't spend as much time on them, or you're not as good at them, I guess. I don't know. That is an interesting question. 20. What's your favorite movie? Clue. That movie never fails to bring a smile to my face. I love it so much. And then also up there is Howl's Moving Castle, Studio Ghibli. If you haven't seen it, you absolutely should. I personally like it more than Spirited Away, but the majority of people, Spirited Away is their favorite Studio Ghibli film. I still love that one. I mean, like, all of the Studio Ghibli films I've seen are amazing. It's just that Howl's Moving Castle is, number 1 for me. Okay, so that's a live action and an animated. That works for me. 21. If you could interview a famous person, who would you choose? I always say Patton, because that'd be super interesting. If it has to be someone who's alive, oh man, I love Sandra Bullock, and I love Jake Gyllenhaal. Those two are such amazing actors. Although, I don't know, I hope the assumption isn't that I have to be good at interviewing, because I won't be. I'm just going to be fangirling the whole time. But I'll enjoy it, and that's what's important, right? Ow. 22. If your food is bad at a restaurant, would you say something? Bad in what sense? Because if I order something and I'm not sure if I'm going to like it or not, and if I get it and I like it, we're all good. If I get it and I don't, and that has happened before, I'm generally just like, okay, David, you can eat it now. Because usually he loves food. So if I don't like something, he usually does. And I have no problem waiting and then eating food I like later. I'm a picky eater, so I don't think it's fair to be like, oh, this is gross, give me something else. Like, that's not fair. You know, if someone who does like this type of food would enjoy it, then it's not their food, it's me. But if I were to get, like, you know, a medium rare steak and they give it to me and it's well done, I would say that is bad. They cooked it wrong. I'm not going to eat that. And I would say something. I would be like, hey, I'm so sorry. I ordered this medium rare. I think you guys gave me the wrong order. I'm so sorry. Like, I would apologize the whole time. Because, you know, maybe I said it wrong. But so far, every time I've ordered steak, David has been there. And so far, I think I've always said medium rare, and if I didn't, I guarantee you David said something because he knows I don't like well done steak. So, yeah. 23. If you could only use one word the rest of your life, what word would you choose? Okay, so I can still do, like, yes and no with my head. I can still nod and shake my head, so I don't need to use either of those. I don't know. Awesome? Maybe love. Well, I mean, at that point, I would learn sign language. But maybe if I literally have no other way of communicating other than using this word, I think I would say no. I think no would be my word. And then if I agree with them, I won't say anything. Or maybe I'd do the opposite and my word would be yes. So that if my answer is ever no, I just don't say anything. Maybe that's better. Yeah, I think I'd go with yes being my word. I don't want that to happen, though, just so you guys know. 24. What are your dreams and ambitions? I want to get promoted. I want to be an accountant. I want to get married. I eventually want to have a family. I want to finish this stinking Four Heavenly Beasts cross-stitch. 25. You've been given an elephant. You can't get rid of it. Ugh, I've already done these questions. I don't like those. I don't care. 26. What's the funniest thing you've seen on the news? I always get a kick out of it when a news anchor, like, falls over or stumbles over their words or something. Because it's like, yes, they also make mistakes. I do that stuff, too. I say words wrong and I stumble over things. I don't think it's funny when people get hurt. So if someone, like, falls from a stage while they're talking, I don't think that's funny. I worry if they're okay or not. So it has to, like, actually be funny. 27. If you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say? Bruh, we need to fix the environment. We need to plant more trees. We need to at least pretend to get along with one another, if not actually just try to get along. I wasn't counting how long that took. That was probably less than 30 seconds, but I don't know what else to say. 28. If you could be best friends with a celebrity, who would it be? I mean, I wouldn't say no if Sandra Bullock wanted to be my friend. That woman is amazing. Tom Holland seems really fun. The new Spider-Man, or at least as of now, the newest Spider-Man. He seems very chill and down to earth. I mean, heck, him and Zendaya, they both seem just so kind and friendly and relatable, and like, that is the kind of energy I'm here for. I guess, oh gosh, what's her name? Jennifer. What's her name? Katniss Everdeen. Oh my goodness. Jennifer. Nope, not those names. Lawrence. Jennifer Lawrence seems really chill and laid back, but at the same time, there are some things she said where I'm just like, huh? I think on average I would get along with her perfectly. But there are just a couple of times where I'm like, oh, okay, sometimes you seem like you're still in middle school. Like, which I guess isn't necessarily something, like, I do the same thing. I also say stupid things, which I guess just makes her more relatable, which would probably make us get along even better. So I don't know. I'm just being judgmental. Don't mind me. I'm so sorry. 29. If you were to play a song you love right now, what would it be? Right now, I don't know if I've talked about it before, but Head Above Water by Avril Lavigne is such a beautiful song. I don't know what it was. She wrote it because she got really sick at some point. Let me see if I can, like, Google it to give you guys. Avril Lavigne, Head Above Water. There we go. Is there, like, a discussion on it? Maybe Wikipedia has it. Oh, okay. The album draws inspiration from Lavigne's battle with Lyme disease, with her describing the album as an emotional journey. The title track was released as the lead single from the album in September 2018, followed by Tell Me It's Over as the second blah blah blah. Wait, is it called Head Above Water? It is called Head Above Water. Okay, so that was about the song I'm discussing. So yeah, it's about her dealing with her health issues, and it's just, you know, the line is, God keep my head above water, which, again, I'm not super religious. I do believe in a higher power, so I understand, you know, asking your God, like, hey, I just keep me afloat right now. Like, I don't need to get out of the water, but don't let me drown. And that resonated with me. And I love that song. It is so beautiful. It's not like punk rock like her songs were when I was growing up, but it's so beautiful. And if you haven't heard it, I recommend it. You know, I would say give it a shot. And if you don't like it, then, you know, don't leave her a mean message. That'd be really mean. We're not about that here. 30. Would you rather look like a potato or feel like a potato? Does that mean, like, feel like a potato emotionally or physically? Because, like, potatoes can be hard and they can be mushy. I don't know how that would work. I don't really want to look like a potato because they look gross. Although, if I look like a potato, is it just like my skin suddenly looks like potato skin? Or is it like I literally just, as I'm walking by someone, they think it's a huge potato? You know, like in cartoons when someone is super hungry and they start hallucinating that their friends look like foods. Will I just look like a potato to people? If I can still, like, hold things in cross stitch. Oh, no, wait, because then if I look like a potato to David, he will not be into me. I don't care how much he says he likes potatoes. He doesn't like them that much. I guess feel like a potato? I have no idea. This is a stupid question. 31. What would you do with $10 million? I and all of my loved ones would retire. and we'd get new homes. And it'd be great. 32. How can you tell if someone has a sense of humor? Well, I mean, everybody has a sense of humor. It's just a matter of if their sense of humor is compatible with your own. So, for me, it's usually I can tell if they're either, like willing to poke fun at me or poke fun at themselves. And honestly, I feel like poking fun at yourself is very important. Because it's like, if you take yourself so seriously that nobody can even make fun of you for anything, that sounds miserable to me. That doesn't sound fun at all. But people who are willing to be like, wow, you guys, I totally just fell on my face. Did you see that? Oh, I feel so stupid. Like, that's my kind of people there, because that's what I do. 33. If you were to name your own song, what would you name it? I wouldn't, because I can't write songs. 34. If you were in a room filled with you and your doppelganger and $2 million, what would you do? I'd ask my doppelganger if they're cool splitting it and we both each walk out with $1 million. I don't really want to do a Thunderdome scenario, but I'll go for the eyes if I have to. 35. What is in your fridge right now? Food. A lot. There's a lot of yogurt. There's a lot of ice cream in the freezer. There's a lot of food in the fridge that I can't eat, but it's for David, so it's all good. 36. What have you learned about life from kids? To just enjoy every moment. Like, I mean, it's difficult to say what I've learned from other kids versus what I've learned from when I was a kid. Because I'm just thinking of, like, not every single moment you ever have is, if it goes against what you want, it's not going to end your life. I learned that when I was a kid. It did not take me watching other kids go through traumas and then survive that made me realize that. What have I learned from kids? That sometimes I can be a cool adult. Sometimes. 37. How would you want to be remembered? I mean, honestly, just positively. Whether someone remembers me for my cross-stitching or not, I that's fine. I just hope that if they think back on me at all, the majority of their thoughts are positive. I want them to feel good about it. I don't want them to be depressed or necessarily, like, happy because I'm dead. That would suck, but I know there are people out there who don't like me. It's fine. Yeah. 38. What do you hope your deceased relative would say about you if they saw you now? Wow. I mean, I just want them to say that they're happy with the person I've become. But, like, I've matured and I handle situations better. And I'm a good person. Good person. I said good person. I've got a little bit of a lisp. Sorry. 39. If you could change your name, what would you change it to? I wouldn't. I could change my name. I don't want to. Unless I change my last name, in which case it's going to be to David's. 40. What's the strangest thing that you've ever fallen in love with? I mean, David's pretty strange. I don't know. Like, I love dragons. Some people think that's strange, so I don't know. 41. If you could have any superpower, which one would you choose? I mean, the power of flight would be pretty freaking awesome. Being able to turn invisible at will would be great. Being able to teleport would be great. At least if I could bring, like, my clothes and items with me. Because if I can teleport and I lose everything except for just myself, I wouldn't want that power. I don't want to, like, pop in to check the mail at work and I am now naked. Nope, not doing that. I like the idea of being able to read minds, but I think I would abuse that. So I don't think I should have that one. Just being honest. 42. If you were invited to attend Hogwarts, which Hogwarts house would you choose? I'm a Hufflepuff. I would pick Hufflepuff. Like, growing up, I was always like, oh yeah, I'm Ravenclaw, I'm super nerdy. And I am still very nerdy, but not on the same, like, wavelength that Ravenclaw is. Like, they are just smart. And I don't think I'm as smart as I once was. I think I'm very big on making friends and being friendly. Like, Hufflepuff. Gosh, on the retreat that my coworkers and I went on last month, the month prior, whenever we went, one of my coworkers was telling us, she was like, oh, there's a riddle to find out what house you are. And it's, you walk up to a door and it's locked. You want to go in. What do? And my response was, I knock. And so she's like, yep, you're a Hufflepuff. So let's see, it was Slytherin would try to pick the lock. Gryffindor would just kick it down. And Ravenclaw would... What was Ravenclaw's? To call out to see if anybody would come to the door? I'm not sure on that one. I don't remember exactly. Or maybe... Oh, heck, I could have gotten them all wrong. I just know that I said I would knock, and she said that was the Hufflepuff response. 43. What were the highlights of your childhood? Sailor Moon. Absolutely Sailor Moon. All of the different places I had the opportunity to go to. All the people I had the opportunity to meet and hang out with. Oh my goodness. Yeah, all the friends I got to make. It was really good. 44. Have you ever kept a secret for more than a decade? Yeah, I have. You don't get to know what they are, though. 45. What's the most important thing you've learned from a celebrity? I mean, honestly, the first person that came to my mind was Britney Spears. When she had, that, what do we call it back then? The mental break, when, she shaved her head and used her umbrella on that paparazzi or whatever. At the time, I was like, oh my gosh, she's crazy. And as time went by, I was like, man, you know what? I remember an interview, after she had her head shaved, where she said she was just tired of people touching her and they wouldn't leave her alone. And shaving her head actually made a big difference for that. So I learned a lot from that alone, where it's just like, if you're not in a situation where you can control your own life, you have to do what you have to do. Like, I'm sure her music career didn't exactly go like, oh yay, she shaved her head. A young female pop star, bald. Oh no. America at the very least isn't going to be into that, because that's not attractive. But that woman went through so much, and so young too. Like, I don't know if anybody's definitively said whether she had postpartum depression or not, but like, dude, she put up with so much. Literally the day that they ended her conservatorship, David told me about it, I screamed. I was so happy for her. it is ridiculous how much her family has been able to control her life and still forced her to go out and do concerts and take her kids away from her. It's ridiculous. It makes me very angry. So I've learned a lot from her alone because of the whole situation. 46. Do you care about reviews? To an extent, a lot of times from what I've seen, the only people who leave reviews are ones who had a really amazing experience or ones who had a really terrible experience. And you can't say, or like you can't know from reading the review whether this person's experience was dependent on how they treated others. You know, like at my Michael's, when I used to work there, I got a couple bad reviews from people who were trying to steal. And they tried to claim that I was being racist. But like, when I have someone walk over and they're like, hey, I just saw that guy put something in his bag, or, you know, he put something in his girlfriend's bag, and I call security and I pull up the cameras and I can see the guy putting stuff in her bag. It's not about me being racist. It's not about me making assumptions. It's about you actually stealing, dude. And so, if everybody based their trip to Michael's based solely on that guy's review of me, they would have a very bad indication of what our store is like. Because we had a very wide variety of people at that job when I worked there, at least. We had all kinds of shapes and colors of people. Like, yeah. But then there's also, you know, if I were to leave a review for them, you know, like, I used to work there, so I understand why it's messy and there aren't as many people around, and it's not their fault, it's corporate's fault. But that doesn't mean they should get a crappy review. That's not necessarily an indication of what it's really like, you know? So, I only care to an extent. I'm never going to let a review sway me one way or the other unless it is like 90% of reviews say that this place is gross. Then I'm going to be like, okay, I'd rather eat somewhere else, you know? Or like, I'll drive the 10 extra miles to get to the store that has good reviews overall compared to the one that has mostly bad reviews. So yeah.
And that is the end of Four Heavenly Beasts Day 33. I got 5 hours and 18 minutes of footage, so way more than the last couple of days.
Yay!
Yeah!
Not lame.
It's true, but I want to pout about it. I mean, it would have been more, but we went out to eat to a family dinner that we originally hadn't been invited to because we were forgotten because...
I mean, we had been invited, but then we were forgotten on the re-invite when it was the reminder, but like we weren't really told anything, and then it was a traditional planning event.
For your family, yes. But then we made it and the food was good. And it was nice to see everybody. I'm really tired. It's actually super dark out now. It was getting really hard to see, but I was like, I want to finish one more color! So I did. What? One more color. I see your true colors. Anyways, I don't have anything else to say. Do you, handsome man?
No, I'm good.
All right. Like,
now
subscribe.
That you know that I hung the picture right.
He does this every single time.
Every single time.
Yes, I am in the middle of doing my outro and you interrupt me after I've asked you if you have anything to say and you say no.
Because the picture is important. They need to understand that I hung the picture right.
Okay, but you're shirtless. Do you want me to turn the camera right now?
No, they just need to hear it. We're good now.
Okay. like, subscribe, share, comment, all that jazz. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Do you have anything else to say now?
Why would I?
Because you're you.
But I didn't have anything else to say.
I don't believe you.
This much.
Mm-mm.